Hey, this is Matthew from Next Gen Gaming. This is my review on the Asus F-15 gaming computer. I got it from Best Buy at a really good price. Thank you so much to all the staff at Best Buy. And I got this too, wicked price on the Gladius 2 Asus color changing mouse. Now, what I love most about this computer is the speed. I did install 8 gigs of RAM extra. It can take up to 32. You can also put an NVMe drive up to, I believe, 2 terabytes of storage inside the computer. And I added 8 RAM, so I have 16. And it comes loaded for the graphics card with an RTX 3050 graphics card. So that's pretty sweet for the computer. And 144 hertz refresh rate active sync. Now, things about this computer, because I just don't use it for gaming, I use it for day-to-day use. So what I like to do about the power consumption is I'm going to jump into the window button here. I'm going to go into the settings. I'm going to go into display. I can actually control its brightness here, but I typically will leave it about 50%. You can actually turn on a night light at night to cut out the blue light as well. You can have HDR settings here for gaming. And then I want to go into advanced settings, and this is where you can change its refresh rate. So if you want to save power, you're going to put it to 60. But if you want to actually play the game, you want to be at 144 hertz when you're playing Forza Horizon. And for gaming, there's a tab here. You want to make sure that your Xbox game bar is on. So that's going to be on the top of the screen. So when you're playing games, that's going to show up, your captures, and your game mode. So game mode, we want to choose it on because we're going to be playing. And then this is your graphics card. So any updates that you need is here. For the NVIDIA, it's also going to pop up down here. I'm also running Wi-Fi 6. So that's going to be the newest Wi-Fi to the family of Xvidea modems. And also what you want to do for power is you want to go down to power and battery. And this is the power consumption. I usually get about up to 6 hours of use. And this will give you power recommendations, that you're going to do for carbon emissions. And the biggest thing that you want to do here is you can turn your battery saver on. That's going to save your battery for extra hours when you're not charged in. You don't have a plug. And here's your battery usage. So I use a lot more battery when I'm actually rendering or downloading from YouTube. And here's where you can actually see how much the apps are using. So if you see a thing like this where you can manage your background where it's lit up in black, you can change and make sure that your app is always set to power optimize recommended. And that's for power consumption. Now, one of the other things I love about this computer is that it has the color changing keyboard, and it's an RGB keyboard. And to monitor and to change the keyboard, you go into a program called Armory Crate, which is here. And it's right now the performance of the computer you can see is 58 degrees Celsius. That's out in performance mode tab. But actually, if you're watching a movie and if you want the computer to be really silent, you can run it actually on this system here silent, and the computer is very, very quiet. Same with the Windows setting. When you're doing any powerful computing such as Photoshop or rendering with programs like Adobe Rush, which I really recommend from Adobe, that's what we're using when our gameplay goes over an hour. We're just stitching them together. It's a great program. The turbo system is going to be used when we actually plug in the battery to the computer. Now, to change the lighting on the keyboard, all you would do, you go is to device, and you go to the system, and it's going to open up lighting. And then right now we have static, so it's a static color. But if you want to change the color, say if you want the cobalt blue, then you change it to blue. You could do breathing, so the actual computer will think like it's being. You can do strobing, and you can do color cycle. So that will cycle between the different colors. You also can do the mouse as well. You can change the color changing mouse as well, and you can change its system by just going here and clicking into the mouse. And here's the mouse. So you can change everything on the mouse as well. You can change it scroll up, you can change its butt, you can change its lighting. Same thing. You can do breathing, you can do color cycle. There's a lot more options on the mouse. This is an ROG one, so you can do rainbow, and then the actual mouse is going to be rainbow colored, which is really cool. So you have a whole bunch of different options for here, as well as Aura Sync. Aura Sync actually can connect the keyboard to the mouse, and they can sync together, which is really, really neat. And now I'm going to show you the connections that actually are on the computer. So here, what the mouse is plugged into, that is going to be your USB-A. On the other side of the computer, I'm just going to lift it up. You get a dedicated USB-C, you get two USB-As, a powerful HDMI 2.0, your Ethernet connection, and a place to plug in your headphones. So a complete entertainment system. And speaking of entertainment, I'm going to show you a game on Game Pass, which is probably one of the best played games right now, which is Forza Horizon 5. And we're gonna play some car racing. So it's just gonna load on the cloud. Xbox is really the only one that has cloud gaming like this, with the amount of games that it's got. And this is a beta for the cloud, but I play a lot of games in the cloud, because if you don't want to actually install the game on Xbox, you can actually play the games on the cloud and see if you like it before you install it. So that's beautiful. And now we're going to play some Forza Horizon 5, and you can see exactly how seamless the game runs with the controller, and the beautiful aspects of all of Mexico that were done in this game. This is one of the best games. All right, let's jump into the game and we'll show you some gameplay. Remember, we have game mode on and it's running at 144 Hertz. And new to the game is actually they installed something with Hot Wheels, which is pretty cool. All right, we can choose our cars. And we're just going to go into the level now. And here we go. Forza Horizon 5. As you can see, the colors are beautiful. This is Mexico, downtown Mexico. And the controls are seamless. There's the people cheering us on. You can drift. And again, one of the best games played on Game Pass right now, which is free. You can go off-road, you get points for pretty much crashing into everything. I'm just going to show you a little bit about the landscape of the game. You can actually go down to the ocean, which is really neat, see the water. It changes different scenery, seasons when you get to different levels. So it could be raining, it could be mud, it could be night. So we got the daytime now. And the game runs very smooth. We can go off-road. There's other players playing right now, zooming by us. It's an open world game. With the RTX 3050 NVIDIA, this game runs like a pro. All in all, I would give this computer a 5 out of 5 stars. Asus did a really wonderful job designing this laptop. And this is Matthew from Next Gen Gaming here with another review on another product, and I'll be back with more in the future. So thank you to our subscribers on behalf of Ari and myself. This is our review of the Asus F-15 gaming computer. And as we say, game on!